Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Norbert Pietrzak, who just won his fight on Cage Warriors 199. Hello, Norbert. How are you?
Hello, all good. Everything's good in place. I'm at home now, chilling after the fight.
And probably with this kind of performance, it should be okay because you defeated a little bit more experienced fighter, Charles Joyner. You defeated him in the really impressive fashion in the first round. So, if you can tell me how happy are you with this kind of performance?
So I look ahead. I don't just look at one fight. I'm getting ready for obviously the championship. That's the goal. So this fight is just another puzzle in the whole piece. So I'm happy, but I'm already looking forward to the next fights.
And actually, he's probably one of the biggest light heavyweight possible because you are, of course, quite a big guy, and he was much bigger, much taller. So probably it also on the paper, let's say, could present some problems.
I have no idea how this is possible because I was fighting throughout my whole amateur career in heavyweight. All the time I was fighting guys that are 110, 120 kilo, but he seemed to be even bigger. And even when we made contact, grappling contact, he did feel like he's a proper heavyweight.
And it was your second win this year. And the question is, what should be next for you, and when would you like to fight again?
Well, I have everything in place. My training is going good. I basically never go out from training camps. I'm training all the time. For me, it's not something like a training camp. I'm just training all the time, and whenever I have a fight, I just increase the intensity a couple of weeks before, and that's it. I'm ready to go again. And whatever the opportunity comes, I'm ready. I've never been backing off from any fights. So whoever they send me next, I'm gonna fight next, probably around February, March time.
But also in Cage Warriors.
Yes.
And actually, I think I found like two names which can be really good for you. One is like the rematch against Ariano, and I think that it is like rematch from your amateur days. But I think that because he's like 5-0, all of five wins took place in Cage Warriors cage. I think this is that like this should be one of the like main option for you.
Yeah, so we did have a fight before, and it ended in the second round. We end up headbutting each other. So the fight got put to no contest. And I believe that my style can be a big problem for Nell. So that would for sure be an exciting fight. He's 5-0, but this is just a record. He's a human just like me or anyone else, the title holder, whoever. We're all humans. We just train, and that's what separates us. Who trains more? And I'm training all the time, so I see no threat in this division.
Yes, but even on the paper, it would be like super cool undefeated prospect against undefeated prospect fights. So I think that it definitely should be one of your next fights. And there is also one more fighter. He fought in contender series. He's from Italy, Mazeo, and he's just 4-2. I'm not sure if he's currently signed to Cage Warriors. He fought there a few times, but because he's like contender series vet and he has just six fights. I think that he also should be a like good option for you.
Well, I don't know anything about him, but if that's the fight to make, if this is the exciting fight for the people, then I'm happy to take it as well.
And in your first fight this year in Cage Warriors, it was your pro debut. You fought for 15 minutes, and when I watched this fight, I thought that it's actually quite a good experience for you because for the first time you fought like in the 15-minute fight, and actually you looked really good in even in the third round. So probably it was like good experience for you.
Yes, for sure. It's all about the experience, really. If all fights were easy, then that wouldn't make sense. There needs to be some hard fights, especially if you want to climb to be one of the best. I believe the adversity is a good thing ultimately. People often shy away from trouble and hard work as well. It's just uncomfortable being in a 15-minute fight, but I think this is the best thing that can happen to you because all that experience and everything, it's saved with you, and later on, you perform much better.
And about heavyweight division, do you think ever that you will be back even just for one fight?
Uh, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but for now, I'm just focused on the 93 kilograms. I would need
And
to put some muscle, that's for sure.
and when you fought in heavyweight, how much did you weigh?
So I think the maximum I weighed was 107 kilograms. Yeah, for my fights. But I was quite a small heavyweight, to be honest. I just didn't want to cut so much weight in the amateurs. Just I felt like because I had in my whole career, amateur career, a lot of pullouts. I was supposed to fight many people, but then they ended up pulling out, like let's say 2 days before, and there was no contracts in place or anything like this. So it would be a waste of my health if I'm obviously going for a weight cut and everything for someone to pull out. I think maybe in my whole amateur career, I had maybe about 30 pullouts. Can you imagine? I'm supposed to fight somewhere and boom, someone pulls out. I had way more pullouts than it's worth it.
So when the fight is cancelled, what do you do with this kind of energy that you had before that you prepare yourself for a war, let's say, and in the end the fighter is like pulling off and there is no fight?
And this is where I learned to continue being in a training camp, not just think of a fight as a training camp and then fight. I used to just train all the time, and whenever there's a fight, I'm ready. That type of thing, because it was pointless to prepare for something that might not happen. So I would just need to continue training, and whenever at the start, a couple of times it was annoying, but eventually it was just normal. Someone pulled out. I was like, okay, let's not cry here over the spilled milk, like they say. I just look ahead straight away and keep training.
So now, when you are like few days away from your fight, are you still in the gym? So you do some drills or techniques?
Yes, every day. Yeah, my coach, he lives actually very close to me, and in his house, he has a full room matted out, and we meet there and we train basically every day.
And overall, how your journey with combat sports started?
Well, I always, I've been always a sporty person, from football to rugby, basketball, everything. And then one day I met the local boxing coach. He knew me from the street. It was a small town. We would always say hi to each other, but he was the one to really pull me into the boxing gym and told me to stay away from the trouble and just put my energy, because young people obviously have a lot of energy. I was 14 years old at the time. Instead of messing about, going to parties, things like this, he told me to stay in a sport of boxing and focus, and that's where I started, from boxing.
And did you thought about becoming a boxer? So going this kind of road?
Yes, yes, yes. That was the initial start, to become a professional boxer. But then obviously where I lived, because I come from a small village called Fraserburgh. It's 1 hour north from Aberdeen, and maybe the population is what, 20,000 people or something like this. So it's a very small place, and there was just not much growth. I was wanting to be a boxer, but the my options were limited. There wasn't so much that I could do with boxing, and getting boxing fights was difficult as well. And then I met one gentleman named Marcus Proctor, who had a gym just next to my town, which was like 25-minute drive, and they were doing MMA, and this was something new to me, and I tried it and I liked it, and straight away Marcus started finding me matches and matches and matches. We were doing jiu-jitsu, some Muay Thai, things like this. So I ended up doing everything, actually, from boxing to wrestling, everything, everything I could get to compete. And then later on, it all just molded into mixed martial arts. Obviously, that's what mixed martial arts are. It's a mixture of all styles.
And right now, your team is a pro core headquarter.
HQ, yes.
Because you are like a kind of a big guy, do you have also sparring partners like maybe big middleweights, light heavyweights, or even heavyweights that you can train with?
Yes, couple. But the area where I stay, it's not so big. Let's just say, for future, I'll have to go to do training camps elsewhere. But in the past 2 years, I have been two times in Thailand. One time I've been for 2 months. The other time I've been for over 3 months. So 5 months overall in 2 years where I've been in Thailand in big gyms like Tiger Muay Thai, where we've been training and sparring a lot. So for sure, I'm finding the time. Now I'm looking forward in the start of next year, maybe February, to go to Poland and train in Poland because I know right now there's a big scene in MMA in Poland. I would like to be a part of this as well.
And what gym in Poland? Do you have some plans, or right now not necessarily, and just you know that you want to be in Poland?
No, not really, but I know that Warsaw, where you stay, they have a great team for people light heavyweight, heavyweight. There's obviously many options. Right now, the gyms are popping up all over the country. So just I'm gonna make more research and choose one place. I have some friends in Krakow. I have some friends in Gdańsk. So maybe I will visit the friends as well. You know.
And about Thailand, because right now it's probably one of the best places to be because of so many gyms, because of so many great fighters. Did you have a chance to train with like the UFC level guys, maybe who are currently on their roster, or even not, but like with this kind of level that they should be in the UFC?
Oh yes, yes. So at the gym where I stayed, the Tiger Muay Thai gym, they had many UFC guys, Bellator guys, etc. coming into the gym. People like Peter Yan or Rafael Fiziev, they'll just be like in the same class as you, doing the same training. So it's cool to see. But for my weight, I met one gentleman called Rizvan Kunyev. We spent some time training together. But there was many people all the time. There was every day someone was different there. Lots of big guys as well, which was ideal for me.
Yes, and definitely like the cost of living is really cheap there, so you can afford a lot of things. Not like going to US, let's say that you probably need to have like a little bit more money to train for a few even like few weeks.
Of course. If you're a young guy listening to this, save a little bit of money and go. It's definitely worth it. You will not pay a lot. I was paying for a meal in a restaurant £1.50. It's like 7 PLN calculated for you. It's nothing, for what you're getting. For what you would spend this money here in Europe, compared there, it's very cheap. It's really worth it. Just one thing I have to say is that the gyms are expensive. If you're actually going to the top gyms, like I mentioned, Tiger Muay Thai or Bang Tao, they cost a lot of money. But if you save your money and then you will look to go, like I'm sure it's not even gonna be a problem anyway.
And before you mentioned that you train a lot, and do you feel sometimes like that you train too much? Do you feel like burnout that you need to have to take some rest?
I think all athletes will, because MMA is such a sport where everyone seems to be training all the time. So if you're not training, then you have that mental thing that, oh, my opponent is training. So you need to go to training. That's the thing. But what I noticed throughout the years is that whenever I would burn myself out, the best thing for me to do is just lower the intensity. So still don't miss trainings, but simply lower the intensity and keep being on the mats. Every time you go on the mats, you gain experience. It's like a video game, your XP bars go up.
And also, you mentioned before Petrian, who of course recently won a bantamweight title. It was like super impressive performance, and I think that he and a lot of fighters on the highest level, like Max Holloway, sometimes they are fighting in like flow state. And do you feel sometimes this like fighting or even training that you feel like invisible, that nobody can touch you and you can do whatever you want?
I think flow state is when you're truly so focused, but then at the same time you have fun. When you let go, the Thais, they got it right. If you ever watch Thais fight or Thais sparring, they are so playful, you know. And then when you're playful, the whole creativity comes out, the whole magic happens. So that's good. Obviously, if you would like to research more about the flow state, look how to enter the flow state. This is the best example to watch the Thais fight. But yeah, for sure, I experienced flow state many times. At my early stages in mixed martial arts, I think my first fight, I entered this funky flow state, but it was very intense. It was so intense, actually, I lost um, anything, like all the sight apart from the opponents. I couldn't see the audience. I couldn't even hear them because I was so focused on my opponent. I remember it was all almost like a psychedelic flow where I could only see my opponent. I was so focused on that. And I remember during the fight, I realized what's happening, and it like clicked. And the moment it clicked, I could see the cage and everyone else around him. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting what the mind can do.
And I saw on your Instagram that you, some time ago, you did like a cold plunge. And do you do it maybe not every day, but do you do like this kind of thing weekly, or was it more of the one and done thing?
No, actually, I love that. But close to my house, I have the ocean. And if you know about Scotland, the North Sea is very cold. So yeah, I haven't been. Maybe in like a 1 month's time, I haven't been to do the cold plunges or just swimming in the ocean. But I really want to start again. I used to be very consistent, but coming up to the fights, usually I stop because just in case I get sick or anything like this, I like to just ease off from them. But things like cold showers as well can be a great substitute. So yeah, for sure, big thumbs up for the cold water. It works.
Yes, and it is definitely good for your head because it's not a good feeling at first, like even like cold shower. And if you can beat it and like kind of learn how to deal with it, definitely it can help like in every area of life because you beat something which is not like super pleasant.
Yeah, for sure. You stop stressing. Let's say someone would be in a car beeping at you, road rage. But if you experience that ice bath, let's say, just silly example, it wouldn't bother you. While if you don't do that, you would see sometimes you get a little stress, let's say, because there was a situation at the road, some cars nearly getting into your car or something like this, per se. But basically, what I found with the whole ice bath therapy, etc., is that it really makes you chill. You just stop caring about all the little things, that could stress you in life, especially, and as well big things, like a fight or anything like that. I'm sure you can manage your emotions better through doing things like this.
And do you have right now one maybe few maybe one fighter that you really like to watch? So when he's fighting, he's like you stop everything that you are doing and you watch his fights.
Good question. I wouldn't say so. I just like to follow everyone, and whenever I know that there's a fight night, I'm gonna watch it. But having a favorite fighter, I'm not sure. I like Kamzat a lot. He's a freak of nature. I like the intensity that he brings.
And actually, I think that he's because he doesn't have right now a fight schedule. Probably it will be Imavov, but I think that his fight maybe like against Anthony Hernandez would be a really good one because Hernandez is like also a good grappler, but he has like super good cardio, which I think that if he could survive like first 1 or 2 rounds, it can be like really interesting fight. But definitely he need to survive the first part of the fight.
Yeah, for sure, it's a good fight. But I still think that he should come up a weight class. From what I hear is that he walks around 100 plus kilograms and he cuts a tremendous amount of weight. So I think if he moved up a weight class, he would still do very, very well. But then at the same time, he wouldn't have to cut so much weight, and I think it's just the division, the 93 division is just so much more exciting than middleweight.
Yes, and maybe Kamzat will go to light heavyweight to face Pereira. It would be like another super fun fight, but probably he would be a favorite to win.
Yes, it's grappling is grappling. You can't argue with that.
And outside of the sport, when you have a little bit free time out, like after the training session, do you have some additional hobbies or passions, but like not involving combat sports?
I like nature a lot. Scotland is a beautiful place to go out in a wild, hiking, things like this. Obviously, I love a lot. But you know what? With all the training and everything, there's very little time. So seeing the family is very important as well. That takes a big chunk of my time. And as well, I have a girlfriend. So nowadays, I need to give her some time as well. Otherwise, I would be in trouble.
And uh, because right now I think that overall you are in a quite good position in your career because you were undefeated as the amateur, you won two fights as the light heavyweight. Do you have, and of course as the pro, do you have maybe like some timeline for your career so that you have like this kind of years when you want to be like Cage Warriors champion, UFC fighter, things like that?
So I would like to get the gold in Cage Warriors before 25. I'm 23 right now. I don't want to rush UFC because UFC is a big piece of cake to eat, of its own. So I think realistically 25, if I get the gold, that would be good. I'm going to be definitely progressing. My body, I can still feel it's developing. I'm only 23 years old. So that I think would be ideal. 25 onwards, look to get into UFC, maybe contender series, and then obviously work my way through there. By the age of 33, I would like to finish with fighting and just obviously still train martial arts, but finish with the actual, hitting and everything that goes along with it. And then look at other things in life as well, because life's not only about fighting.
Yes, probably it's like super important thing to know when you should be out of this sport because it's not like football or something like this that you can play for many years because like punishment for your like overall body, but of course like your head is like super important not to take it too much.
Yes, I think 10 years. I have that 10 years window where I can make a career. And now that's what I'm going to be focused on and then obviously finish. This is a sport that I loved. For sure, I'm going to miss it, but like I mentioned before, there's other things. And, young people keep coming and they're more talented. Every generation seems to be better and better. So, when you're in that age, 33 onwards, and you don't go yourself, someone else will take you out, and what's the point, you know, in all of this?
Yes, it's like the father time is undefeated. Nobody can't beat him.
Hmm.
Uh, Okay, Norbert, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that next year you will win a few fights in Cage Warriors and your career will go into like this kind of directions. So maybe Cage
Thank you.
Warriors title, maybe UFC just after this.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna do my best for sure. there's many people that count on me here, and I want to prove that I am able.